We are on lessons 13 and 14, so we're decomposing bases for area and finding the volumes for specific shapes. So which of these are prisms? So figures A, B, C, and E are prisms. A has a base of a square. Figure B, its base is a pentagon. C has a base of a triangle. And E has a base of a quadrilateral. So it has 4 sides. Okay. So 13.2, you have a box of chocolates that is a prism with a base in the heart of a shape and a height of 2 inches. And so that's where, so to calculate the volume of the box, there 3 different students have each drawn line segments showing how they plan on finding the area of the heart-shaped base. So for each student's plan, describe the shapes the student must find the area of and the operations they must use to calculate the total area. So Lynn needs to add the areas of the 2 trapezoids and the 2 triangles. Jada needs to add the 3 triangles and the rectangle together, the areas. And Diego needs to subtract the areas of the 5 triangles from the big square surrounding it. So although all 3 methods could work, one of them requires measurements that are not provided. Which one is it? So Lynn's plans requires measurements that are not given. Specifically, the bases of each figure, and the height of the trapezoids. Okay. So between you and a partner, if you have a partner, it can be your parents. Decide which of you will use which of the remaining 2 methods. So using the quadrilaterals and triangles drawn in your selected plan, find the area of the base. So I chose Jada's plan. And so I'm going to kind of redraw it to kind of show you what I did. Oops. Sorry if my drawing's off. So this is a height of 1, and this is 4. So 4 times 1 is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2, so that base is 2 for those. For the middle, you have 2 and 8. So 8 times 2 is 16. And this is a height of 5. So 8 times 5 equals 40. Divided by 2, that's 20. You add these 4 together. So 20 plus 16 plus 2 plus 2. That gives you a total of 40 for my area of my base. And so now I need to calculate the volume. I know my height is 2 inches and my base is 40. So that's where I get 40 times 2. which gives me 80 for my volume. And so this is 40 inches squared and 80 inches cubed, because that's your area and this is your volume. Makes sense? And so now you need to find the volume of this. So I have to use my area of my base and my height. So this is my base is the pentagon. So I drew it out for you. My height is 4 because I did this 11 subtracting the 7, which gives this height of 4. My base is 6, and so the opposite end is 6, so this is 6 also. So for my area of my triangle, I have 4 times 6, which is 24. Divide that by 2, I get 12. And then for this bottom part of the base, I have 7 times 6, which is 42. Add these two together and you get 54 units square for my area of my base. And so to find the volume, I had to take that area and multiply it by this height of 8, which I end up getting 432 units, cubic units. So moving on to lesson 14. Skipping 14.1, moving on to 14.2. Here's a picture of your teacher's prism. That was supposed to be the prism for the first thing. 3 students are trying to calculate the surface area of this prism. Noah says this is going to be a lot of work. We have to find the areas of 14 different faces and add them up. Elena says it's not so bad. All 12 rectangles are identical, so we can find the area for one of them, multiply that by 12, then add on the areas of the 2 bases. Andre says, wait, I see another way. Imagine unfolding the prism into a net. We can use one large rectangle instead of 12 smaller ones. Do you agree with any of them? So all are agreeable. So Noah's method will work, but is not the most effective. Or efficient. Elena's method is an improvement because we don't have to do the same calculation multiple times. And Andre's method is more complicated, but should also work. How big is the one large rectangle Andre is talking about? Explain or show your reasoning. So the height of the rectangle is 11 inches. And the length is all of these 2's added together. So there's 12 2's. Whoops. 12 2's. So 12 times 2 is 24. So that's my length. Or so that would be the 2 that we use. Well, Noah's method always worked for finding the surface area of any prism, Elena's method, or Andre's method. Noah's method will always work for any prism. Elena's method only works when each line segment in the base is the same length. Andre's method will work for all prisms because the long rectangle can fold around any base. Which method do you prefer? I prefer Andre's method because it is not too difficult once you understand it and only needs 2 areas. So revisiting a pentagonal prism. Which one am I going to use? Well, I used this method, adding the areas of all the faces. So I kind of split this up into this base. So 7 minus 3 is 4. And this is 5. 5 minus 2 is 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. Whoops. 7 times 2 is 14. 4 times 3 divided by 2 is 6. And so 14 plus 9 plus 6 equals 29. Notice this shape is the same as the shape in the back. So I add another 29, or I can multiply it by 2. Which one's easier for you? So that's 58. And then I'm just going to go kind of around. So I have 8 times 5 is 40. And then I have 8 times 3. It's 24. So this is 8. This is also 8. And then for this, if this is 8, this is also 8. So I have 8 times 5 again, which is 40. And then for down here, if this is 8, this is also 8. So 8 times 2. And then add those together. Oh, and I'm sorry, you have this bottom rectangle. So 8 times 7, which is 56. So I have 58 plus 40 plus 24 plus 40 plus 16 plus 56, and I add them all together. 8 plus 4 is 12, and 12 is 24. 2 plus 5 is 7, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23. So my answer is 243 for my surface area. And so now I need you to complete your practice problems on Google Classroom.